Okay, let's go through some more plugins configuration. Let's go to the general setting. You click on there. Okay, make sure you got this, got everything in there, tagline, everything looks like it's registered. You want to click anything can register, and you can click this. You want to make sure that this is set to contributor, and you've got your date and time and settings. Everything's correct there. Okay, and click on the writing. Okay, generally leave everything here. Default post category. Have that set to blog. Okay, I don't usually use these settings too often. In the future I will, but right now they're not configured, so I'm not gonna go over them right there. Save those. Okay. Reading, okay, everything here pretty much keeps the same. Don't worry too much about that. Okay, now anything you want to go into the Classy Press. This is where you want to get your settings correct. Okay, go into your settings. Okay, we got directory style, and let's go ahead and keep it red. Red theme. Enable blog. Yeah. Okay, and don't change the blog category. Enable logo. Actually, let me check on this. Hold on. Okay, on the enable logo, you want to have that no. Okay. Now later on, we'll probably have it when we develop the logo and everything. We'll have that on there, but for right now, we'll just leave it as no. I'm not going to go over the feed burner because everybody, you've both taken the course on that. As far as burning your feed, how to do that. Also, you want the Twitter username. This will be the client's Twitter name will be in here as well. Google Map keys. That's an API key. We'll get a key for that unless they have their own. We'll go ahead and get one for them. And Google Maps USA default, depending on where they are, because that's going to be important. We want to know where they are. So for the sake of argument, we'll say everything's in the US for right now. And if there's any other Google Map key locations, let's say if somebody's in Australia, what I would do is I would make the primary one Australia, and then get a Google Maps keys and make that for US, because that's going to be a lot of the business too. Or conversely, if it was some other country as well. The excluded pages, I keep that. Tracking code, I leave that alone. I don't. Now that's if they, for Google Analytics, I would recommend, yeah, they have a Google Analytics account, and also putting the code. We can get the code there. Back office access. One of the first things you want to change here is make it administrators only for right now. Now eventually we're going to change that to where they'll be able to have some sort of access, but for right now you want to have administrators only. Okay. Search settings, excluding pages. I keep that to where it is. Actually, I don't exclude that, because see, the reason I don't exclude that, because that'll be covered later on, is because on the blog post, when you set up with the OnlyWire, basically all of the blog posts are coming from something like ClickBank or Commission Junction, whatever's going to make some money. That's where all the posts are going to be coming from. So if somebody's looking in there, that's what's going to be filled back there. It's basically like another advertising spot. Add images, allow add images. I click yes. Okay. Maximum images per ad. Very few ever do 8, but for marketing purposes, it's good to be able to say, hey, you can put as many as 8 ads on there, and I put it on there. Maximum size, I go ahead and put 5 megabytes because we've got unlimited everything on here. Image resizing, you can choose zoom or crop, either one. It doesn't really matter. I don't change this. Menu, category, options, I keep that. Number of columns, usually keep that 3. Let me make sure, yeah, keep that 3. Okay. Classified as, yeah, you want to allow editing. Add inquiry forms required, you want to keep that. Keep that as no. Allow HTML. Generally I click that yes, because some people do know how to use HTML, and then we'll do that. Allow relisting, I keep that. New status pending review, unless you want to continually, check it and approve them. I generally click it on publish, and let me make sure, because I'll go look and see what we have here. I'm pretty sure that's what I have it set at. Yeah, publish. The only time that it won't publish is when they have a ad that's a featured ad. Okay. Let's see. And pruning on ads, I have that as yes. Okay. Now you might want to make the listing period, I have it as 30 days. Okay. Now it won't delete the ad. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay. Alright, form validation. That must be a new one. Let me see what that is. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it will be important to find out where what country someone is, because as you see what it says on there, this option allows you to set the language your ad submission form error messages displayed in, and in your 2-letter country. Example, Germany, DE. Not all languages have to be translated, but you can also add your own. Okay. Well, for right now, since it's US, just leave it blank. Okay. Email, new ad notification. Yeah, I put in new. And remember, the email address that's going to be on here is going to be the site editor. Okay, that's who's going to have their information on there. Okay. Ad expiring. Yeah, you want to click that. User custom email header. Let's see, what do we have for custom email header? Okay, that must be a different one. That looks like that's a different one. That's a good one. You can use a custom email header. I'll have to look more into that, but definitely I would have that. Okay, advanced color options, disable color style sheets. Okay, no, you don't want to have that. You want to keep that as no. You don't want to disable that. And pretty much here is what the, I guess the custom messages. You can kind of move what you want when it's a new message. You can specify whatever you need to want, whatever you want to have on there. Okay, terms of use. Okay. Okay, let's see, enable header. I believe that one is set to yes. Okay, that one is set to yes. Okay, but you don't put any ad code in here for right now, because you're going to be using something different. Okay. Don't worry about image URL or ad destination. Don't you worry about that. Enable 336 by 280. Yeah, I put yes in here, and this is where you're going to post some Google AdSense on here. Okay, as you see, I have on this particular one, I have some ad code in there. And that part you're pretty much done, is setting up the settings for that. Okay, what we're going to do is, we're at 9 minutes and so seconds. We're going to go ahead and stop this and continue on another one.